A different type of video today. But firstly, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a different style of video. I'm actually going to do a little bit of a get ready with me style video because I'm going to the races today in Melbourne in Australia. So first sort of event that I've been to since being here. I've been here 4 months and I've not done anything like this yet. So I would say the weather's getting nicer, but I'm literally just looking outside my window and yeah, doesn't look that nice. So I actually don't know what I'm wearing today. But anyway, I'm just gonna get started with my makeup. I have just really quickly done my hair with it's not the air wrap, it's the Shark tool. So I don't actually know how I'm having my hair yet, but I'm not a definite on my outfit. So I feel like hair and makeup goes off your outfit, but because I don't know what I'm wearing, we're just gonna wing it. I thought I would just do a get ready with me style video because, so I've obviously not uploaded or vlogged anything since my last video, which was of us traveling. Was it traveling? Yeah, it was the one where we traveled to the UK. So I've not vlogged much because, to be honest, I've not done much. Me and Nathan have not been really up to much at all since getting back because we've just thrown ourselves into work. So yeah, this is why I'm doing this video. It's a bit of a get ready with me and a life update, catch up whilst I get ready. I'm actually really excited to do one of these style videos because I watch these type of videos all the time on YouTube. This is actually Nathan's SPF because I've come to realize that when I use my own SPF under my makeup, my makeup just doesn't last with the SPF. So this is the SPF I use, which I've mentioned many a times here on my channel. This is the Mesostatic. It's a really strong SPF because I suffer with pigmentation. So this is just a Garnier Vitamin C SPF 50, but this one just seems to go better under makeup. It's not got like, so that one's tinted. This is obviously not tinted. And I've also noticed that if I apply far too many products like skincare under my makeup, then my makeup just does not last. I am super oily, so the more hydration I have, no. Also gonna use this brightening eye cream from Sephora. This is Sephora's own brand, so we just want to get those under eyes nice and hydrated. I am firstly going to start off with my brows. I did freshly tint these yesterday and they are laminated, so I don't feel like I'm going to have to do too much with them. They're already kind of in a nice shape, but I do go in with my trusty Benefit brow gel. This is the best brow gel I've ever used. Take note, it's not a brow soap, so it's not going to hold your brows like into place. I don't have thick, coarse brows, so this gel is just enough for me. It's also amazing if you have had laminated brows and you're not due a new one yet, because it does just keep the lamination in place all day. Oh, and we've got a nice hair on there. Do just love the applicator brush of this one. Just really combs and gets through every single hair. So yeah, so today we're going to the races. This is because our friend here owns one of the horses that's racing. But today is more of like chilled vibes. It's not like Ladies' Day, it's not like the Grand National back home in the UK. It's definitely more of a chilled vibes, this one that I'm going to anyway. They do have the Melbourne Cup in November, which is like the big one. Okay, so I've just gone in with my trusty NYX brow pencil in the shade Ash Brown and just filled in any gaps really. Like I say, I've got quite a nice shape at the minute, so don't feel like I need too much pencil in there. If you see me looking down here, by the way, it's because I have a mirror in front of me to look at. So next I just take any dark brown eyeshadow and I just get that on a small brush and I sort of just like lightly go over the front of the brow just to soften the brow and diffuse any pencil. There's nothing worse than a harsh blocky brow. Like, that is not the vibe anymore. Now my SPF has dried, I'm just going to go in with the one size Secure the Sweat primer. Because I have oily skin, this primer just works really well for me. You only need like a pea size amount, and The key with this primer is not to sort of rub it into your skin. You want to just focus on the areas where you get oily or where you have more open pores, and then you just want to press the primer into the skin. Also, if you've watched my last couple of vlogs, you'll know that I have been suffering with my skin again. My acne is back, but since my last vlog, it's probably been about a couple of weeks, my skin is definitely improving, and that's not because I've been using different skincare. I did post a TikTok about how I am making lifestyle diet changes. So if you want to know how I've been doing that, what I've been doing, then go over to my TikTok. All my socials are listed in my bio, and I will list them in the description below as well. Yeah, so we're going back to the races. I'm just carving out my brow now with some concealer and my MAC 212 brush. So back to the races. So we're going watching our friend's horse race, and it's also one of our other friends' birthdays. So I think there's like 7 of us going, and the plan is to meet at one of our friends' houses this morning at 10:30. It's now about 8:30, and I think me and Nathan are just gonna meet them there. I'm getting older, okay? I do not pre-drink at 10:30 in the morning. So me and Nathan are going to meet them there. I think probably about 12:30, 12:15. I think the first race is at 12. And yeah, it's just going to be a really nice day. Like I say, me and Nathan we've not really been out. We've not really like drank since we've been here. We've been to like the odd restaurant and bar, but we've not done anything like this. It is hopefully, fingers crossed, the start of summer. Like hopefully the weather's going to get nice in the next few weeks, and Melbourne is supposed to be like one of the best like livable cities in the world, because there's a lot that just goes on. From what I've heard, it's very much, are you team Sydney or are you team Melbourne? So I've heard that a lot of people love Sydney because it's very much like a bit more bougie, like there's nicer restaurants, there's nicer bars, but Melbourne's better because there's more to do. Sydney apparently has like better beaches, obviously like Bondi. It's supposed to be incredible, but it's very touristy. Whereas Melbourne is actually is voted the most livable city in the world, because it's just so nice here. It's so chill. The coffee shops are just like incredible. The coffee here is just next level. And coffee shops are everywhere. It's all just independent coffee shops, which I love. And yeah, it's just, there's more to do. There's more events, more like concerts and gigs, a lot of theatres here. So yeah, I can't wait to experience more. I have just finished the new season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and every time I watch that show, I get like massive makeup inspiration, because they all just look insane, especially Kim. Like Kim is just makeup goals. I am thinking a bit more of a brown smoky eye today, which is a lot for me. I usually just use a little bit of bronzer through the crease, but yeah, I'm feeling a little bit more adventurous today. I think I'm gonna do like matte skin, maybe a matte lip. So I've got my trusty Makeup by Mario Master Matte palette. It's just like, but it has the best neutral, just like nudie brownie tones in here. If I'm gonna do a darker eye than I'm used to, then I might use this shade here. I'm just gonna go through the crease with this color. Let's talk life updates. What's been going on since my last vlog? And the answer is not much. I love life here. I love living in Australia. I love Australia. I'm just really struggling coming to terms with not earning as well as I used to, but that's only because I'm not established here in Australia yet. So like I've said before, it is just a waiting game. I am getting more and more clients as we sort of go into high season, which is like summer. I have spoke with salons here, and I'm just not getting like a good sort of vibe from the salon owners. Like I'm getting ghosted quite a lot. They're quite blunt in their messages, and I don't want to put myself in a situation like in a salon where I'm just like not enjoying it, and then it's just the awkwardness of like leaving. I'm now just blending out the edges with my bronzer. I'm just running that over the dark brown and just diffusing the colours. In terms of my line of work, not much has changed since I last spoke about it on my previous vlogs. I am getting slightly busier, which is a good thing. I'm definitely more busier with brows and lashes, which again, like, is not a bad thing. Like, I actually love. I actually forgot how much I love doing brows and lashes until I started doing them again. This is not dark to a lot of people, but this is, it's quite dark. It's quite dark for me. A trick that I do to get a nice sort of shape on the outer part of my eye is I get my blending brush and I go underneath the eye and blend it outwards. That way I get quite a nice shape. Because I am thinking that this is slightly too dark for me and I feel like I'm not gonna like it, I am just gonna go in with these two nude shades here, mix them together. Start on the inner and I'm just gonna tap that all the way over the lid and just sort of brighten up the brown a little bit. It probably will go slightly ashy because I'm putting obviously the nude colour over brown. It can go quite grey. So I'm now just going in with MAC Costa Riche. This is like a warm brown eyeliner. Just really lightly going over the lash line with that. The look that I'm thinking of Kim K, she didn't have any wing or much of like a smoky lash line. So I'm literally just gonna line the top of my lashes just to define them ever so slightly. Okay, so for lashes, I don't tend to reach for strip lashes anymore. I always opt for individual lashes. So these are by the brand Kiss. Sorry, I've lost like the actual packet that they are in. These lashes have all been used, so excuse the dirty lashes. But yeah, I'm just gonna create sort of like my own lash style. I tend to just stick 3 on. So 1 on the outer, 1 in the middle, 1 on the inner. I do just then grab my mascara and sort of like coat them a bit more just so that they look nice and full. And I am going to opt for this Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless foundation today because I have tried and tested so many expensive foundations at the minute, and this one just seems to last me the longest and it's the most affordable. Like, it is so affordable. So if you have oily skin, then I do really recommend this foundation. I tried Estee Lauder Double Wear like not that long ago and it literally separated on my skin within seconds. So that's a big fat no and a big fat waste of money. But the good thing about being a makeup artist is that you can just put it in your kit if you don't like it, because I know a lot of clients love Estee Lauder Double Wear. So I, with my foundations, just like dot it on with my finger, because I feel like if I go in with a beauty blender or a brush, they soak up a lot of the product. So I do just like to go in with the foundation up with my finger first and just evenly get that on my face, and then I will go in and blend. I think I'm going to use this Sheen Hourglass dupe brush as my foundation brush today. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I can like fill you in on, but I really I apologize, like there's actually not much is going on in my life, guys. I mean, I know I've moved to another country, but we're still sort of like settling in. We have settled in our apartment. There's still so much that like soft furnishings that we need to get, but apart from that, like there's literally nothing, because we don't have like the disposable income yet. Like, we're not really able to like go out and try all these restaurants yet. Like, there is a list on my phone of all the restaurants that I really want to try and want to go to. So when we have more disposable income, then we will definitely be going out more. One thing that I'm really glad that we've done is that we've come to Australia in winter, because I'm on all the Facebook groups for like Melbourne and Australia, and the amount of expats coming over like now or in the next couple of months is insane. And I just feel like there's going to be nowhere for anyone to live. There's going to be like, there's already a really Like there's already a struggle for expats to get any jobs, no matter what sort of industry you're in, because the rule here with the working holiday visa is that you are only allowed to work for your employer for 6 months, then you have to change jobs, which is an insane rule. Like it's just, I would say it doesn't make any sense, but the way that the government are seeing it is that you are on a working holiday visa, so you work to afford the holiday part of the visa. Getting back to my point is that the employer, like no one wants to take you on because you're obviously only allowed to work there for 6 months. So obviously for an employer, you're like, well, what use are you to me? Because I have thought about getting like a little bit of a, don't know, like a cafe job or a retail job whilst I'm building up my clients, but I've just thought, you know what, I do not want to put myself in any more stress than I'm already in. But yeah, the stories that I've heard is that people are really struggling to get jobs at the minute. So I blended that foundation and now I'm just going in with my beauty blender just to pick up like any excess product and make sure that it's all blended super nice. So my two favourite concealers at the minute are the Hourglass and the Natasha Denona one. This one is a really fair shade, so I used this just to brighten, but the coverage on these two concealers are just like insane. So definitely my go-tos. I actually don't think I will, don't know, like once I find something that I like, I don't usually tend to switch it up. I just tend to, I don't know, I just tend to stick with it, because what's the point in changing something? No, what's the saying? Don't fix anything unless it's broken. Is that the right saying? Anyway, you know what I mean. Back onto the topic of the like expats coming over. I'm in like a lot of like WhatsApp, Instagram groups as well with girls who have either been here for a while or girls that are coming over. It's just like a cute way of like meeting friends over here. So yeah, I'm in quite a lot of chats with girls and they're all like really struggling to find work and struggling to find somewhere to live. So I do think that me and Nathan have come here at a really good time, because who wants to come to Australia in winter? We came from the longest winter in the UK to an Australian winter, and like I did actually think it would be sunny by now, a bit warmer, but it's not. And yeah, we just came here when obviously not many people had arrived, and there was a bit more, like there obviously was a struggle to find somewhere to live. I've done a separate video on that, but I do feel like if we were coming in the next few months, then we would really struggle on finding somewhere to live. Just in hindsight, I think that we made the right decision to come in winter, and we never actually thought about that when we came in winter. Like we didn't come in winter for that reason. We just came in winter because we had put it off for so long, and then we had to get a friend's wedding in the UK out of, sort of, sounds bad doesn't it, get the wedding out of the way, but the wedding was sort of like holding us back. So we should have come in January just gone, but then the wedding was in May, so it was like, right, as soon as the wedding is done, we are getting on that flight. So it's just by chance that we sort of, yeah, we were here in May. And because obviously everything's back to front in Australia, they have their 6-week summer holiday. So the schools have their 6-week summer holiday in December or January, like Christmas, like around New Year and Christmas, because that's their summer. That's the hottest time of the year here. So everything is back to front. It's very weird because obviously back home in the UK now, everything's turning autumnal, like Halloween and pumpkins, and they don't really do Halloween here. Ugh, I know I'm about to have the best summer of my life, but I've just have to change the battery, so I'm just trying to remember where I was just talking, but I think I was talking about Halloween. They don't celebrate Halloween here really, from what I've been told from people. Like, I hope people celebrate Christmas here. Now just going in with the Natasha Denona concealer in the lighter shade. I'm just gonna do like the tiniest sort of blob here in the inner corner, because that's where I really wanna focus on making this nice and bright. Now just going in with the Natasha Denona concealer in the lighter shade. I'm just gonna do like the tiniest sort of blob here in the inner corner, because that's where I really want to focus on making this nice and bright. So I've got no artificial lighting with this setup because I've tried having a ring light with this camera and it just didn't really work. The lighting was like way overexposed. So I've just keeping it to the natural light, but I feel like I'm a bit too pale, I'm not sure. This is all still very new to me. I've watched numerous tutorials on these camera settings for this camera. I've got the Canon G7X, but yeah, it just doesn't seem to be working that well for me. Whatever setting I put it on, just doesn't seem to be working. Anyway, I've let this concealer dry down ever so slightly. I'm just gonna blend. I'm not going to do any cream contour today because I want to keep this look very matte, so I'm just going to use a powder bronzer instead, but I am going to use a liquid blush. This one is by NARS in the shade Orgasm. This blusher is one of my favourites, especially when I do want to do more of like a softer blush, because the pigment is not very strong, it's more of a sheer blush. I'm just gonna go ahead and just like directly put that on my cheek, which I know a lot of people get annoyed with all the influencers that do that, but it's just easier. It's easier than making my hand or the back of something dirty. This is from Peaches and Cream PC21. Next, I'm going in with powder. This is actually a new powder that I've not tried yet. I bought this on TikTok shop when I was back home. So this is the Be Perfect Katie Daily powder. And this one is in the shade Vanilla because I am doing a Kim K look today, and the look I'm thinking of in my head, she doesn't have any like pinkness. It's very like neutral and matte. So the key to flawless under eyes is you want to make sure that there are 0 creases underneath, so make sure that the concealer hasn't creased before you go in with your powder. So powder puff, tap off the excess on the back of my hand, and then straight in to bake. I did see on TikTok that baking apparently is not a thing now. I cannot keep up with these makeup trends. I love baking. It transforms any makeup look. It definitely helps to keep my concealer in place all day. I can't speak for everyone else. I love to bake on clients. I think it really just does give you that glam look. And then I'm just gonna set the rest of the face with Charlotte Tilbury. Whilst I leave on the powder to bake, I'm then going in with my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish again in the shade Dark Tan. And I'm now just gonna use the bronzer to contour with. So starting on the cheekbones, I can see in the mirror that this powder is now starting to get a little bit too cakey and powdery. So when that happens, I will just dust it off straight away. Like I said, this is the first time using this powder, so I will see how it sort of lasts today. Next up is my favorite blusher ever. This is Kylie Jenner Winter Kiss. It's the beautiful doll-like baby pink, and again, the Kim Kardashian look that I'm thinking of, she does wear a pink blush. And I'm not gonna go OTT with this blush today. We're just gonna keep it nice and light if I can. Because we've just done a lot of powder, I'm now just gonna go in with this spray. Now I don't think it actually is a setting spray. No, I take that back. It says it's a serum. First Spray Serum. Double layer serum enriched with white truffle from Italy. So I saw this on Painted by Spencer's YouTube videos. He is my go-to like YouTuber for makeup videos. And he used this to finish off his makeup, and he just sort of sprayed it around the perimeter of his face because he wanted to keep the center nice and matte, which is pretty much exactly what I want to do for this look. And it just gives you the most like radiant, glowy skin ever, because I can see in the viewfinder right now that I am looking quite powdery. So this is definitely going to bring me back to life. It's Korean, obviously. If you know me, I love my Korean skincare, I love my Korean brands. But the brand for this is D'Alba, and I got this off Amazon, actually. Did get this off Amazon. They do another one, I think, for sensitive skin, and it's like pink. Yeah, I just love that you can shake it and it like mixes all together. Okay, so we've done the majority of the makeup now. I am just going to do a little bit of eyeshadow underneath with this bronzer. Like I said at the start of this video, I don't do heavy eye makeup, so even just eyeshadow underneath my eye it's a big thing for me, okay? I don't feel like I suit it. I'm just gonna run this bronzer all the way underneath. And the hardest part is to not let it go in your eyes. The main part of this makeup to really make it look like it's Kim K inspired is bottom lashes. Kim Kardashian has the most unreal bottom lashes. They're just so long. Like, I don't think she even wears top lashes. I think it literally is just her lashes. Okay, so we are really coating these bottom lashes. We want to make them look like spider's legs. And I'm just going over my top lashes, just anywhere that like the powders fell on them, just to make them super dark again. But quickly want to touch back on that subject about like the UK, like pros and cons, and definitely like Australia pros and cons as well, because I feel like now I've lived here for long enough, I can sort of compare the two, and there's definitely things that I miss about the UK that I wish there was in Australia. Just like the little things, like driving. Driving is a main one for me. Sorry, this is just a cream highlighter by the brand 1999, and this is in the shade Perla. Because I've gone for a matte look, I just want to add a little bit of shine, and I do that just by adding highlighter in the center of my nose. Driving here in Australia is completely different to driving in England, because you drive on the same side of the road, but it's just so different. Like the road markings, the lanes, the size of the roads. Like driving is like one of the main ones, and you also have to like pretty much parallel park everywhere. Because the roads are so big, you are allowed to park on like main roads, but you just have to parallel park. The spaces are quite big, but it's just like the pressure of being on a main road and parallel parking when there's like a build-up of cars behind you. So I tend to just, well, to be fair, I've not even attempted it yet. What else do I miss? I miss English food. Like, the food here isn't bad because it's obviously westernized, but the food choices here, like in the supermarkets, is nothing like the UK. Like, I was speaking to a friend the other day and I said, in Tesco, you have like a full aisle of like pasta sauce choices. Don't ask me why I've used pasta sauce as an example. But here in Australia, the supermarkets are like tiny compared to our supermarkets. And the pasta sauce is just like one shelf, just like one little shelf of, there's just like no variety. There's no variety of cheeses. There's barely any variety of like meats. There's just not much to choose from. Okay, so lip colour of choice for this Kim K inspired look is this Made by Mitchell lip liner in the shade Honeysuckle. And this is a gorgeous like cool toned brown. I do love the Made by Mitchell pencils because they are super creamy. The only thing is that you can't sharpen these because they're like a wind up one. I've done the bottom lip, I'm now just going over the top, and I do like to overdraw my lips ever so slightly, especially more on my Cupid's bow. Like how much better is this lighting now that the sun's come out? I'm so annoyed. A little trick that I do is I go in with a flat brush. Again, this is the MAC 212 brush, and because it already has a little bit of concealer residue on here, I am just going to go underneath my lips and just neaten up the lip liner. And it just makes those lines extra crisp, and it also stops the lip liner from bleeding as well. Okay, next up is lipstick. So this is actually one from Pink Honey. So this is in the shade Selena, and this is a gorgeous pinky nude. And like I say, I'm going to keep this matte, so I feel like this lip combo together is very Kim K. It's also giving me Rachel Leary vibes, because she always goes for like a cool toned pinky nude lip. And voila. And voila. I think we're done. That was a sign telling me that I forgot setting spray. So we're not done. This stuff literally is like hairspray. Okay, but that's the L'Oreal Infallible Setting Spray. I think the curls have dropped. I don't think I've shown yet on the vlog my new hair colour. I think on the last vlog I might have mentioned that I was getting my hair done in the UK, and I did actually film it in the hairdressers when I was there, but long story short, I wanted to film a lot of me being back home in England, but I quickly decided that I needed to be like present in the moment with friends and family, so just didn't end up filming like anything. But anyway, back to hair. So I've had like chocolate or brown balayage is what the hairdresser called it, and it's took quite a lot of getting used to, because I've had like super, like the brown is my natural hair colour. I am super dark naturally, but I did used to dye it a shade darker myself. I used to box dye it. Yeah, so I've had the chocolate brown highlights put in, and I am going to gradually start to go lighter, so a lighter brown. It's quite like blondie highlights. That's obviously what the bleach has lifted my hair to. I don't know how well it's showing up on camera, but in person I do feel like you can see like the highlights. But yeah, I think, can you see there at the front? I've got like some face framing going on. But yeah, I don't get my hair done professionally ever. I think in my whole life, I've had it done like 5 times maybe. I don't think I've got time to like film every outfit that I try on, but I will be back in a sec with the outfit that I've chosen. So bear with me on this outfit because it looks ridiculous now, but I do think I can make this work. So I've currently got on, this is actually a dress, and I've cut the straps off and I've turned it round. So this is the label. This is like, should be the back of the dress. So I've turned it round and I'm gonna wear this jumper because I've checked the forecast. And it's not gonna rain, but it's getting no warmer than like 14 degrees. So that's quite chilly when you're standing outside. So I'm going to attempt to tuck this bulky ass jumper in this skirt. And then I want the skirt to be like quite loose and flowy, like I want it to be not touching the floor. So I'm going to try and get this belt to hold the jumper in place. Thread it through. like so. Jumper looks a little bit bulky through the skirt, but we're just gonna have to go with it. And then I've got these beautiful, absolutely stunning, like literally princess shoes from Zara. And because the heel is quite small, they are so comfy. And then bag of choice is just my nude one because I feel like it matches. I do think it's giving races vibes, which is exactly what we want. Okay, I've also just got my little jewelry box here to decide what jewelry to wear with this outfit. So these gold hearts might be a little bit too much because the skirt is obviously quite like a bold pattern. Or I've got my little Naima Rowe ones, gold. I feel like I have to wear gold because I've got gold in my handbag. Let's go with my everyday earrings, okay? I always wear these. They are my favorite. They go with every outfit. Okay, and then rings of choice. I've got my Dior one. I've got this one that I got on a holiday with my mum. Pandora ring, and then another one that I got on a holiday with my mum. Gold rings are on, earrings are in, and yeah, I think I've definitely got to go now. But thank you so much for watching this style video. I know it's very different to the vlogs that I've been doing, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. I do definitely want to do more of these style of videos because, like I say, I love watching these type of videos myself. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. It honestly means so much, and I will hopefully see you in the next video. Bye guys.